It's not. I mean, Bitcoin did basically break on October 10th because that was the biggest deleveraging event in the history of crypto. When gold went up, Bitcoin went down. But I think we have gone through a winter where a lot of the speculation and the leverage is gone. And I think this weekend kind of showed Bitcoin is coming back in vogue as a store of value because oil prices went up, but over the weekend, crypto prices actually surged, and Bitcoin, as you know, is holding above 70,000 now.
Kraken came up a lot today at this conference. The partnerships that you're doing, just yesterday, Nasdaq said it'll partner with the parent company of Kraken to design a gateway for tokenized equities to move between regulated markets and on-chain markets.
That's right.
What does this look like in practice?
So the partnership that we announced is that we would partner with them on 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 trading. And if you see TradFi in general for commodities, equities, they've been trying to move in this direction. Crypto, by nature, default is already 24/7, 365, 7 days a week. So a lot of what we're talking about here is just bridging our infrastructure around what we think about in DeFi and centralized exchange for crypto, and then bridging the gap between what we see in traditional equities. And so we're going to help bridge that with themselves and a bunch of other partners.
Our take is we do expect that decline to happen when markets don't respond to good news. So I think we're in a period where we had a bear market already in software, the Mag 7, and in crypto. I think that's already taken out a lot of speculation. So to me, I think our bet would be markets are actually going to lift through the end of the month, that we're going to actually be positive for March and maybe hit 7,300. Later in the year is when we think a bear market might show itself.
What about oil? Right, we're watching it so closely. We're driven by headlines, some of which are apparently erroneous. I don't know what do you do with that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very confusing time. I think it's very difficult if someone's trying to trade both the headlines or trade oil. But if I look back at the last 2 days, oil's $15 higher than it was last week, but the S&P's higher. So to me, the market actually is handling higher oil prices better. And, we wrote in our note this morning that we think higher oil prices are actually good for the U.S. stock market.
Yeah, see, I think that's going to be a really hard sell for people who are watching this program, like trying almost too hard to paint some bullish scenario. How in the world are higher oil prices, which then mean even higher gas prices, which mean higher jet fuel prices, and all sorts of other issues that are related to that, input costs on a whole number of other industries, how is that possibly good for the stock market?
Yeah, part of it's a relative. One, U.S. is an exporter of oil, so we net benefit as an economy from higher oil. The second is other countries are importers, so the U.S. not only looks better, but on a relative growth basis, it should outperform, which means flows back into the U.S. And the third is, as we worry about global growth for all the reasons you describe, when growth is scarce, people buy growth stocks. The U.S. stock market is a growth index, so it's coming out of the rest of the world back into the U.S. So I think it's a rotation.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And I come back with that video just to make you think. And make sure you go join the Patreons. If you're not a part of the Patreons, make sure you're in the Cash App. Also, go like and follow the TikTok. More videos to come. And make sure you subscribe, like, and share the channel. It is definitely free of charge. That's right, you heard me correctly. It is free of charge. And then also, you're spreading knowledge because the masses definitely need it. If you watched the first video today, you know why. And we have Tom Lee says Bitcoin is back as a store of value. But we know the times when we pump and dump. It's like clockwork. Only thing we have to do is watch the indicators, the Fed, and of course the geopolitical events. And based on the bond market, we're going to continue on pumping and dumping. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And we have Kraken moving this fourth industrial revolution, just like Crypto.com, Coinbase, and OKEX. All these stocks, bonds, ETFs are going to be tokenized and put on blockchain. And like Larry Fink told us, it's a shame it hasn't already been done. So he's letting us know the technology is definitely ready. And now that they have the big distractions, it's time to bring it on in. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And we have Tom Lee saying that we're going to have a good March and then pull back at the end of the year. And I say we're going to be pumping and dumping all year. And the big pullback in 2027. Because we know the robots and algorithms and drones are going to be on the move. And then we're going to end up in Shemitah year 2028, 2029, and that's the reset. That's when they're going to start rolling out the universal basic income. And now that we have programmable money, we definitely know that is biblical. They'll be able to tell you what, when, and how to buy it, and you have 3 to 6 months to spend it, or poof, it's gone. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And we have Trump on the drums of beating. And every day we can clearly see they're going to drag this out like a soap opera. And we may be getting a Pearl Harbor from the Strait of Hormuz. And we've already seen a couple of false flags. So what do? We get our popcorn, sit back, and let it play out. If you're a part of the Patreons, I did a video today. We can clearly see where this is going. And you never let a crisis go to waste, because you can do things you normally would have never been able to do. And of course, the NWO wants to bring in the robots, algorithms, and drones to take the economy over and pay each other with crypto while the sheep go inside the metaverse. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Hormuz. Here's what the president has to say. In the most recent post, he says, "I am pleased to report that within the last few hours, we have hit and completely destroyed 10 inactive mine-laying boats and or ships, with more to follow." The president also said in an earlier post today, if Iran has put out any mines in the Strait of Hormuz, and we have no reports of them doing so, we want them removed immediately. If for any reason mines were placed and they are not removed forthwith, the military consequences to Iran will be at a level never seen before. If, on the other hand, they remove what may have been placed, it will be a giant step in the right direction. The president goes on to say, "We're using the same technology and missile capabilities as deployed against drug traffickers to permanently eliminate any boat or ship attempting to mine the Hormuz Strait. They will be dealt with quickly and violently," the president says. And guys, I just want to flag for you a comment from White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, because I think the significance of this is that it indicates the White House is trying to preserve as much latitude as they can.
Dow, we've now given up almost all of those. Oh no, Pippa Stevens is back. Pippa, what's happening?
Hey, Kelly. So oil is well off the lows of the day, with CBS reporting that U.S. intelligence assets have begun to see indications that Iran is taking steps to deploy mines in the Strait of Hormuz shipping lanes. According to CBS, Iran is using smaller crafts that can carry 2 to 3 mines each. We are seeing WTI bounce on this off the lows of the session by about $10. Below today was 76.73. We're now at 85.58, and the market's taking a little bit of a leg lower here as well, as oil does move higher, now down just about 10%.
We're going to have tremendous workforce availability. We're also going to have robots helping us. We're going to have a lot of robots helping us because we need it. And because we're going to town, we're building a lot between the AI and the auto plants. So we're going to need robots. We're going to have robots, but that's going to help us.
Robots hold steady hands in the operating room, and drones are redefining the future of war. Innovations of first-generation humanoids, factory automation, and autonomous vehicles have surged from private sector investment. Every one of these advancements is powered by AI. The robots are here. Our future is no longer science fiction.
Maybe crypto is actually built for the machines and we didn't even know it. And AI can easily handle private keys and easily understands transaction hashes and like how all this stuff works. It is money that is built for computers, even before the computers to intelligently handle it were built. So I find that interesting. And perhaps those of us who were involved in crypto pre-AI were kind of just like getting the ground ready for the AI systems to have a fully developed financial system handed to them, for better or worse.
This could be perhaps the greatest revolution in financial technology since the birth of the internet itself. Many Americans are unaware that behind the scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date. You know that. Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costly and take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century upgrade using the state-of-the-art crypto technology.
And as President Trump has directed, we are going to keep the U.S. the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stable coins to do that.
I think stable coins could reinforce dollar supremacy, because with stable coins could end up being one of the largest buyers of U.S. treasuries or T-bills. So all of a sudden, if you are using a stable coin in Nigeria that's backed by the US dollar, you don't actually have to have dollars. It's on your phone. You can transact.
We are going big on digital assets. So Trump administration has made digital assets a priority. I've seen estimates that just over the short term, stable coins could create $2 trillion of demand for U.S. treasuries and treasury bills. To put that in context, the number is probably about $300 billion right now.
We will take a close look at regulatory impediments to blockchain, stablecoins, and new payment systems.
Things the Department of Commerce is going to start issuing its statistics on the blockchain, because you are the crypto president, and we are going to put out GDP on the blockchain so people can use the blockchain for data distribution, and then we're going to make that available to the entire government so all of you can do it. We're just ironing out all the details so we can do it.
Together, these world-leading technology giants are announcing the formation of Stargate. So put that name down in your books, because I think you can reduce the cost of virtually all goods and services. It'll make the United States a manufacturing superpower and the world capital of artificial intelligence and crypto. But with today's announcement, we take a major step to bring healthcare into the digital age. Instead of filling out the same tedious paperwork at every medical appointment, patients will simply be able to grant their doctors access to their records at the push of a button. Just a button and you're all set, and all the information the doctor needs will be immediately transmitted.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity, and if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
If we could tokenize all our ETFs, all $5.3 trillion of our ETFs, and provide that in a digital wallet, you could seamlessly, without fees, going from a digital currency or a stable coin or whatever that may be in your digital wallet and buy bond or stocks. And I believe that is going to be the future.
I believe we're going to be in the cutting edge of tokenizing bonds and stocks.
It's coming.
And we have the technology now. The fact that we are now moving forward in tokenization every bond and stock is crazy. Yeah. We should be moving towards that frontier. Obviously, there's winners and losers and all that, but we need to be prepared for the tokenization. And it would democratize more finance if we tokenized bonds and stocks.
Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Drama Team Save the Village. Part 2. King Joshua and Drama Team Save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Drama Team goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.